Good morning, and thank you for taking the time to be here today. Fresh Squeeze is a quick reminder that you can do the things you need to do for yourself and your money, and a few quick tips on how to get started. Today's theme is resolving conflict. My name is Kelly Reddy-Heffner, and although there is no one-size-fits-all solution to your finances, you can start somewhere to accomplish what you want to do. 'Tis the season for conflict. As a mediator and financial planner, it is a goal of my practice to help facilitate meaningful conversation to help clients address money conflict and to allow space for that friction to help strengthen and polish relationships, to foster individual and partner financial confidence and encourage overall well-being. I thought it might be timely to discuss strategies used in finance for conflict resolution as a helpful nudge to promote getting finances in order for 2025. If it's been on your list, today's the day to really actually make a plan. But also, as we head into the holiday season, these strategies may have some direct application to awkward family holiday conversations coming up, workplace drama for the end of the year, money disagreements with partners. There is a reason why January is considered to be the top month for married couples initiating divorce. It's a stressful time of year. So this time of year can be challenging, but let's talk about a few options to navigate those challenges that we face. First of all, be open to engaging in the process, understanding another person, working to unravel layers of interest and values by simply asking why questions can help reveal a deeper understanding of motivations and perceptions. Consenting to actively participate in a process with actionable steps to change or positively influence an outcome. What is the problem? Why is that a problem? Why is that important? Why do we want to resolve this? Why will we benefit from resolution? What steps can we take? So, to relate it back to money, to start out the conversation, spending too much during the holiday season can cause a lot of friction in a household. Why do we want to decrease spending? Because it causes stress and there are credit card bills in January. Why is this an issue? Because in January, we start the year stressed, regretful. We can't plan fun things for February or March or beyond because we have this issue from December. Why do we regret it? Because we maybe feel embarrassed. We maybe bought things that we now look in hindsight and feel like we didn't need. So things to think about, just asking those why questions and getting to another level of understanding. Breaking down priorities into manageable steps that can be more easily processed, have a much higher likelihood of being accomplished. What's one small measurable step that can be taken today? So even using that example of a holiday budget, make the budget. Look at gifts, food, travel, donations, time off, all the little things that start to add up, but be realistic about it. Visualize what a zero credit card bill in January will look and feel like. What can you do if you don't start January with that situation? Visualize what you might be able to do otherwise with holiday spending. Could you maybe take a trip in March if you spend a little bit less on the holidays? What's the trade-off? What's the opportunity cost of what you're trying to accomplish? Highly recommend automating savings for other things that you want to accomplish and keeping that up. Use cash to buy holiday items or use a separate credit card or account where you can clearly see the deductions and see how much you have left without any ambiguity. Broaden the possibilities. So in negotiation, we use a term called the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. What is the alternative to if you don't reach agreement? What if you and your partner don't see eye to eye? What are some creative options you can explore to be closer to being on the same page? What is the alternative to not reaching an agreement and laying that out and having an understanding? What are some of the more meaningful holiday traditions that you could implement and are reflective of your values and your goals outside of just one portion in time? So I like to talk about testing reality by reflecting on and evaluating whether a perception or a belief is accurate and valid. So we're going to kind of start the transition to talking about some of the tips for just talking and navigating over the holidays as well. But the last one on the budget is we get ideas in our head, things like we have to spend $5,000 on gifts. We always spend more than we want to. It just happens. We have no control over it. If we don't do this, whatever this is, the holiday will be ruined or unhappy. So that reality testing is considering other perspectives, analyze from different viewpoints, think before acting, don't jump to conclusions, ask another person for their perspective, and then practice that emotional reasoning. Just because it feels a certain way doesn't mean that that's exactly what it is or how it is. In terms of transitioning into some of these other difficult things that some people do face during the holiday seasons with conversations and even end of year with navigating reviews in the workplace, develop some scenarios and options to consider what some of the outcomes might look like, how they can be achieved, how they can be modified to make something possible. Engage in difficult conversations without criticism, defensiveness, and contempt. So sometimes that practicing, knowing there could be a difficult conversation on the horizon, practicing what your reflective and contemplative reaction will be can be helpful. Address friction by engaging and utilizing what we call integrative bargaining components. So separate the person from the problem. So be empathetic, recognize the other person will have their own perspective. Focus on what you think the problem is. Try to be hard on the problem and soft on the people. Avoid personalizing the issue. Don't let emotions drive the conversation. Consider those different perceptions and try to work together. Again, asking those why questions. Identify interests. So those are the underlying motivations, needs, desires. Why does someone feel a certain way? Why are they doing what they're doing? The options are, of course, those potential solutions, trying to resolve a disagreement, and consider alternatives objectively. Weigh those pros and cons. Ask those layer of why questions. Use facts, evaluate evidence, use a collaborative thought process, and again, do your best. We always talk about self-care as well. So make sure you're in a comfortable space to have these conversations. If it's too difficult, that's a whole nother issue. But again, if you feel like you're comfortable and can be proactive in the process, that can go a long way. So as we head into the back half of November and the end of the year, I wish you well in navigating those challenging things for the end of the year. You have the skills to do them.